combining tables here. You are trying to join more than two tables, in order to get your output when your data is scattered across multiple tables. So there are different types of joins that are available. There is inner join. Sometimes it's called as a simple join. Then we have the left outer join, which is also called as simple left join, and the right outer join, which is also called as the right join. And then we have the full outer join, which is also called as full join. So let's see what exactly these joins are and how does that work. So yeah, first we'll see the inner join. So inner join basically, it will fetch only those records. Let's say you are combining two tables, you are merging two tables. It's going to fetch only those tables which are which are basically matches both the condition which are common across both the tables. If you see this diagram, the inner join is more likely, the intersection between the two circles here, table one, table two. It's more like your Venn diagrams in mathematics, where this is more like the intersection. Which if the both if these values from these two tables matches, like let's say the condition of these condition matches on these two tables, only those records will be returned. So it says Oracle inner joins returns all rows from multiple tables where the join condition is met. What is meant by this join condition? Join condition is nothing but you are comparing two columns here. Column from this table one, column from table two. So if this condition satisfies, those all the records that condition this condition is satisfying, only those records will be displayed in the output. So that's about the inner join. So let's see a quick query, a quick example on this. Hmm, okay, copy this data onto my sheet. Okay, I'm going to create a table. Supplier ID, supplier name. So I'm going to run this query. Okay, table got created. Now I'm going to insert the values into the table. Okay, so I'm inserting the records into the table, and then I'm going to create another table. I'm going to issue a commit because this is a DML. and I'm creating another table, orders. Order ID, supplier ID, order date. So I'm gonna create this table. Invalid create command. Okay, my syntax is wrong. So okay, so I'm going to insert records now. Okay, so 05 December 2003. Okay, that's not 12th May 2003. May 2003. Then 14th May 2003. Okay, so I'm gonna insert the records into my table. And I'm gonna issue a commit. Let's see the inner join SQL now. So my table creation has been completed, and I'm gonna. Okay, so if you see this query, it says select suppliers. It says select suppliers dot supplier ID. The reason I'm putting suppliers is because suppliers table has the supplier ID column. At the same time, orders table has also supplier ID column. So to differentiate both the columns from two different tables, I'm putting the table name in front of it so that I will know what record I'm pulling from the. I'm instructing Oracle to get the data of supplier ID from the supplier table. Okay, so then comes suppliers dot supplier name, orders dot order date. From this is a suppliers table from an inner join. You are joining inner join with another table called orders, where like when this condition is satisfied, it should get result of all these columns. So I'm basically inner joining these two tables, suppliers and order tables. So this is how it looks. Inner join. This is supply. Table one is suppliers. Table two is orders. So I'm selecting the column as supplier ID. When this supplier ID of these two tables matches, it should extract me all those records when where supplier ID is equal in both the tables. So that's the whole purpose of my writing query, right? So this is where my supplier ID is used between two columns, two tables. So I have supplier ID in orders and supplier ID in my suppliers table. So I'm now, let me run the query and see what it shows. Okay, it's returning two records, supplier ID 10,000 and supplier ID 10,001. 10,000 is for IBM and 10,001 is for Hewlett Packard. That is HP. So basically, if you see the records inserted that have been inserted, so here I'm inserting 10,000, 10,001, 10,002, 10,003. If you see orders table, 10,000, 10,001, 10,004. If you see this, I'm having two records as matched. Two supplier IDs are matching between two of my tables, 10,000 and 10,001. Here 10,000, 10,001. Here I have 10,002, 10,003, but I don't have 10,002, 10,003 in my orders table. That's why here 10,000, 10,000 are matching, 10,001, 10,001 are matching. So it is returning all the columns that I mentioned here: supplier ID, supplier name, order date. That's what my result shows: supplier ID, supplier name, order date for all the supplier IDs that are matching between two tables. So that's about the inner join. So I hope it's clear, and we'll next move on to the next topic, that is left outer join. So left outer join, basically, it will fetch all the records from the leftmost table. Here leftmost table is suppliers and right table, table 2 is orders. So it's going to fetch all the records from the supplier ID, suppliers table, where supplier ID is equal to order ID, orders of supplier ID. So let me quickly run this query. So the first one is like inner join, and this is left join or left outer join. This is simple join or inner join. Okay, so let me get that query. Yeah, so if you see the difference between two queries, the syntax, it says inner join here. Here it says left outer join. So this is a basic difference. Here it says inner join. Here it says left outer join. So that's a basic difference between these two queries. I mean, in real time, it's not going to be this simple. There are going to be more tables that you need to join, and it's not going to be this straight away, straight, easy, just simple left and or just join. It's going to be complex, but this is, since we are just having the basics, so this is a syntax, this is how it works. You need to understand the concept and implement it in the real time. So if you are good with basics, you'll definitely be able to easily
Sir, inner join means the intersection, sir.
yeah, correct.
Intersection of two.
Yeah, correct.
So then left outer join.
Left outer join is basically, it will fetch all the records on the left table, leftmost table.
Okay.
It's like
Okay, sir.
one side union of all, not union of all, but union of only one table intersecting with another table.
Okay, sir.
That's how it works. So coming back to our query, so let me execute this query and see what will happen. Okay, so here's here. Now it should work. Yeah. So if you see this, let me go back to my table records now. So here I have these records, right? Like in my supplier table, 10,001, 10,000, sorry, 10,000, 10,001, 10,002, 10,003. So my leftmost table is suppliers and my rightmost table is orders. Orders has 10,000, 10,001, 10,004. So my out should have 5 records, like 4 records, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 records, right? So I have leftmost table, I have 4 records. So all these 4 records are displayed. IBM, HP, NVIDIA, Microsoft, right? So all my, since my, if you see this diagram, the leftmost table will display all its records. but rightmost table will display only that record which has their supplier ID matching with leftmost table. So my supplier ID is matching with only 10,000, 10,001 in both tables, correct? So it left table it displays all the records, but right table it will display only these records. So that's why if you see this, I'm seeing the order date as for these two columns, but here it says null because my result set is I'm doing a left join. It will display only the intersection of these two supplier IDs. That's why it displayed these only these two records, and for the rest which are not matching, those are all null. These nulls comes from these the outer part of table 2, which are not matching. So the outer part, the white color part, is nothing but the nulls in my table here, which are not displayed basically. So that's about left join or left outer join. And we will see the right outer join now. Right outer join basically, the same way earlier we had the left table, right? Now it's going to be on the right side, right table of that two tables which are combining. My rightmost table will, the output of my rightmost table will all be displayed, but on the left side of the table, that is table 1, it will only display those records which are matching, here in our context is supplier ID, supplier who supplier IDs are matching, only those records will be displayed. So let me quickly run that query. This right join or right outer join. So let me quickly run this query. Yeah, if you see, if we go back to the records that we have inserted in my table. So here, these are my orders table records. I have 3 records, right? 10,000, 10,001, 10,004. At the same time, if we see the suppliers table, it has 10,000, 10,001, 10,002, 10,003. So since my orders table is my rightmost table, it has to display all these 3 records. And from suppliers table, this is my left table. Since this table is my only, it should only display the intersection of these two tables from the right table. It displays only which is matching 10,000 and 10,001. That's it. So for 10,004, it should ideally throw null because there are no records for 10,004 in this table. So if you see this output, yeah. So this record 50,001. So 10,004's order ID is 5 lakhs 127 is my order ID for 1,004, 10,004. Since 10,004 is not matching or there's no intersection between these two tables for this value, it is displaying as supplier name is displaying as null. So that's how it works. Like that's a slight difference between left outer join and right outer join. It's very simple concept. It basically fetches all the records on the right side of the table. Here, it fetches all the records on the left side of the table, and along with the records that are matching on my condition. The same way here as well, it's gonna display the records that are matching on the condition along with the rightmost table. Right, our rightmost table is orders here. So that's about right outer join. And then comes our full outer join. Full outer join is basically union. In mathematics, you have these Venn diagrams, right? I don't know what that concept is called as sets and operators or something in mathematics. Yeah, so here this is more like the full outer
Venn
join.
diagrams.
Yeah, Venn diagrams. So the full two tables, basically we get the output from these two tables. It's basically union of all. It's gonna fetch all the records from all the tables. So that's about it. Yeah, sets and relations, correct. So it's the we have these Venn diagrams, sets and relations, where we have these Venn diagrams and all. So if you if you remember these diagrams, okay, if you remember these diagrams and imagine in your mind what is full outer join, what is left outer join, what is right outer join, and what is inner join, just try to remember these diagrams and you will get this concept very clearly and you will be able to easily write your query. So all you need to remember is these diagrams which you are seeing on my screen. Just remember the diagrams, just combine the two circles. uh, Two circles is basically two tables, and you need to combine them, and you need to figure it out what data you want to fetch from the tables, what columns you need to select, and write your query. Query syntax, you can definitely always get it from Google, but you need to think how you want to, you need to imagine and think of the concept that is there behind this inner join, outer join, and the query. It will be very simple for you if you are clear with the concept of what exactly you want to use, whether it's a full or left or right or simple join. So that's about it. And let's see the output of full outer join. The full outer join or full join are both same. So this is my select statement for full outer join or full join. So if you see here, my syntax is basically, earlier you have seen left, right, or just inner join, something like that. Here, so here we have the full outer join between two tables. So, and my condition should be supplier ID from suppliers table should be equal to supplier ID from orders table. So let me run this query.
So actually, the query of the full outer join and right outer join was same one, sir. On supplier.supplier ID equal to order supplier.supplier ID.
All the queries are same. If you see all the inner join orders, supplier, supplier ID, all the queries are same. Only difference is here I have full outer join, here I have right outer join, here I have left outer join, here I have inner join.
So how can we differentiate between full outer join and route outer join then?
I told you, right outer join will only fetch the records, all the records from orders, and it will fetch the
Actually, sir, it's only fetch right. But how can we show it in query, sir? I'm not getting that.
this is
I
a
didn't
query,
get the
right? You
concept.
need to
I
mention
didn't
the
get the
table.
how the query actually acts.
Yeah, simple. The concept is simple. The table which
No,
is
actually, we are mentioning the same table. We are mentioning the same table in all the things, sir. But we are mentioning the same query. So how it is differentiating between the full outer gen
output
and
is
right
different,
outer
right?
gen? That's
I've
what.
showed you, right? The output is different from all the tables. The result is not same in all the queries. I don't know if you have observed or not. The result is totally different in each and every query. If you see this query, this is inner join. My query output will be different. So yeah, so if you see, I got only two records. Here 10,000 is my for IBM, 10,001 is HP. If you see the left outer join, the output will be fetches all the records from suppliers and only those matching from the orders. So my output is like all the records from the suppliers table and only those records that are matching from the orders table. It is displaying these two records, and for these it is null. And if you see the right outer join, in right outer join, we have orders table, we have three records. So it should display all the three records along with the order ID matching with the suppliers table. So here I have some 1, 2, 3, and here I have two supplier IDs matching in my suppliers table. So it has displayed that. And if you see the full outer join, the output will be different because it's going to fetch all the records from all the tables where the supplier ID is matching. So 10,000, 10,001, 10,002, 10,003. And then we have these two records that are matching with the supplier IDs. So it has displayed, and for the rest, it showed null because 10,002 and 10,003 doesn't have any order date. So if you see these records on the order table, 10,002, 10,003 doesn't have any order date. 10,002, 10,003 doesn't have any order date. That's why it has displayed null in my full outer join output. Whereas 10,004 has a order date and it has displayed the 10,004 record. Yeah, 10,004 has this order ID, sorry, order date, and it has displayed the date for that particular column. See, 14th May 2003 is my order date for the record 10,004. 10,004 matched with the supplier table. Um, yeah, basically it's fetching all the records 10,000, 10,001, 10,002, 10,003. And since my column IDs are, since my columns names are only supplier ID, supplier name, order date, it fetch all the records from all the tables where supplier ID is matching. So that's about the joins. I will share this document with you guys. There are more examples out there on internet. These are just simple basic tables I have joined, but there are more complex queries out there. You need to create a lot more tables, complex big tables, and run queries on those big tables. So I will be sharing this document, but these are just simple joins that I'm using on simple tables. You need to practice on a larger tables and uh, on a more complex queries and more complex conditions. I'm going to give you guys some assignments on the joins. So I want you all to practice these joins very much, because there will be a lot of interview questions on the joints, and these are very, very, very important concepts, especially for interviews. Most likely 99% of the time the interviewer is going to ask you guys questions from these joints. So make sure you are very much clear with the concepts of these joints. And I will be giving this notes on, and I will be sharing the some more assignments maybe in mid of this week. Once you guys finish all the previous assignments, I will be assigning this assignment on these joints. So make sure you guys complete the current assignment, so that once you all finish it, then only I will be giving you the next assignment. So yeah, that's about it. And I will quickly take a couple of questions. If you guys have anything, you can put it in the chat. If you guys have any questions, I can respond to your questions, whatever you have put on the chat. I don't see anyone um, sending any questions. I'm not sure if you guys have any doubt. Um, yeah, okay. So let me run this query. Okay, someone asked me, is it mandatory to put the condition at the end of the query? So if I don't put the condition, okay, I just close this here. I just close it here and I run this, execute this query. So what will happen? It is going to throw me an error, Aura 00905 missing keyword. That means logically, if you observe something, okay, if you think logically, you are combining two tables, but on what basis you are combining? Okay, so something should be matching, right? When you say you are combining two tables, there should be something matching. Then only you should be able to then you should match these two columns and then only you'll be able to match columns and the values, and then you can join two tables. So it's very important that you should put condition after every join. This is a standard syntax that you need to follow, that you want to add condition after the uh, inner join or left join or right join. Yeah, can we combine two types of join? Yeah, definitely you can join two tables, because in real time there will be lot of tables, like 5 to 10 tables. People will be joining different types of joins in the same query. So you can practice that. I can give you that assignment on multiple adding multiple joins in the same query. Then yeah, definitely you can do that. How to insert multiple rows using single insert statement? Is this possible? So someone is asking how to insert multiple rows using single insert statement in this. Is this possible? So let's say I am creating another table. It's a create table suppliers underscore backup. Okay, columns supplier ID number, and then we have supplier name, enter of 25. Okay, so let me check my supplier table. Okay, so suppliers underscore backup is my new table, supplier ID, supplier name. So I'm creating a backup table. So let me execute this. So the question is how to insert multiple records, right? Multiple records. How do you insert multiple records into the table? So what I'll do is insert into suppliers underscore backup, select star from suppliers.
Hello. Sorry, S is missing on table name. Okay.
So it says 4 rows have been inserted. So what did I do here? So I created another dummy table, right? Suppliers underscore backup. And what I did is I wrote a query insert into suppliers underscore backup table. This is my new table, which doesn't have any data. So I have my main table, original table, right? What I did, I first selected all the records from my main table, and I have inserted it into my backup table. So what it said, it directly inserted 4 rows into my new table. So without writing any insert statements, I have automatically inserted 4 records into my new table. So let me see my records in my new table now. So this is my new table, and it should have all the records from my original table. Let's start from players underscore backup. So it should have all the records that are there in my original table. 10,000 is for IBM, 10,001 for Hewlett Packard, and 1,002 for Microsoft, and 1,003 for NVIDIA. So these are records which we have inserted right in the original table. So without writing a single insert statement, I am dumping all the data that is there in suppliers table into my new table called as suppliers underscore backup. So the queries can be written in different ways, different forms. There are like 100 different ways to write a single select statement. So you can explore different features or options that are available in SQL on how we can achieve the task or output, or the SQL inserts, updates, or deletes. So you need to practice every day and explore a lot of new things. I've taught you about DMLs, DDLs, right? So now you need to apply how you can effectively you can use that DMLs, DDLs, right? Based on your scenario, based on your requirement, based on your project. So that's totally depends on you on how you do it, right? So give me a second. I'm getting a call. I'm sorry, I was getting a call from Prasanna sir to share the Zoom link. Let me send him over the Zoom link. Give me a second. Is it okay? Got it. I'm sharing it with him. I totally forgot. I should have shared with him. Sorry. Okay, so that's it, guys. I think we are time. Sir is going to join in few more minutes. We have 5 more minutes with us. Um, so one more question is, can we use two tables or more tables? We can use joins for more than one table, more than two tables. You can use joins and multiple tables. You need to join multiple tables and use same join or different join. So you can join multiple tables. And yeah, you can try it out. You can Google for the examples of joining multiple tables and you can run that and execute and see the output. So that's what it is. And yeah, so okay, someone want that queries in the chat window. So let me put that in the chat. Join or okay. I'm gonna paste more. This is a right join, and then we have the full join. Okay, so I've pasted all the commands that I've used in my examples. So you should be good. And I will also be sending across this Word document. So you guys can refer that, but there are a lot of other articles, there are a lot of other examples on online about these joins. So you all need to, go Google it and practice all these concepts. So instead of joins, are there any other methods to combine two or more tables? Yeah, there are other tables like subqueries, which you can use to combine two or more tables. Subqueries are more like you write something, select supplier ID column name, and then you open another bracket and you again write a select statement from orders table, something like that. You write where condition and you write some where supplier ID is equal to something and then you close it. So it's gonna fetch like from multiple tables. It's going to use just Google subqueries, and then you will be able to find, different ways to. So there are like 100 different, like I said already, there are 100 different ways, to write the queries. All you need to see is how to write a simple SQL statement, not make your statement SQL complex. You will be rewarded if your query is simple and more effective and more quick. It should only fetch less records, and your query should be most optimized, and so the best performance uh, is you get best performance out of the less number of queries, the less number of data that you are fetching out of your tables. So that's the most important job of a developer. You should use minimal amount of data from the fetch from the tables, because ultimately there will be a lot of input output that will be happening over that CPU or data files that are stored on a physical disk. So you need to minimize that input outputs IOs, so that less number of resources are utilized on the server, and you get the best performance out of it. So that's about joins. I have 1 more minute. I'm gonna stop here for today. And yeah, for today with this, like I have almost completed my Oracle concepts, basics, SQL concepts. And yeah, but I'll still be available from tomorrow, but will not have any regular SQL or Oracle classes from tomorrow onwards. But I'll be around, and if you guys have any questions, you can definitely reach out to your mentor, and your mentor will reach out to me, and I will be available to you guys for any of your queries. But I will request you all to not stop practicing, because if you stop practicing, you will definitely going to forget all these concepts and SQL statements very soon. Not even like 1 month, very soon, in 1 week, you're going to forget all these concepts and SQLs statements. So you need to continuously practice, especially when you have your interviews or something. So yeah, that's about it from my side for today. I'm gonna later share this document which I have shared. So I'm gonna stop here. Yeah. Yeah, what's your question?
From tomorrow.
So
Who gonna
Prasanna
take
sir,
classes from tomorrow? Who will you?
Prasanna sir,
Prasanna
he's
sir.
a AWS faculty, so he will be taking all the classes from today onwards, not from tomorrow, just from right away in 1 more minute. So he will be continuing the classes for AWS and maybe initially operating system concepts. Sir is here, he has already joined. So I will now ask Prasanna sir to take over the session. Let me make him co-host so he have more privileges. So I've made you co-host,
Okay.
Prasanna. You can continue. Thank you very much for joining.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Ravi. Thanks, Sairam. All. Good morning. Good morning, friends. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Audible. Okay.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Just a second. Let me put on my headphones. Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thanks, brother Ravi, for handing it over. So, how is it going so far? I'm sure it's going great.
Yeah, it's been great week. Great last week. We have a very good turnout, very good a good enthusiastic students out here. So
Hmm?
they're asking a lot of doubts, and they're really interested to learn new technologies, and they're very much open, and they're very
Okay. Okay.
adapting to the new
Hmm.
things. It should be good. You should.
Okay. 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 That's nice. That's nice. This is great to hear. I mean, this gives a very good jump start to me as well. Okay. All right. Okay. Do we need a short break? Maybe 5 minutes. People have to step out and step back in. We are fine. When did we start the previous session? It's
Started
been 1
at
hour.
8 a.m. Yeah, I started at 8 a.m. So it's
Okay.
been an hour. Yeah.
Okay. Should we just give them 5 minutes break and then let's say start at 9:10? Is that okay?
Sure, that sounds good.
Okay. Okay. All right. So then let's regroup again at 9:10. So whoever wants to catch a quick break and come back, please do that. So let's get Bootstrap today with operating system, Linux especially, right? Because that's going to be a very essential ingredient towards your cloud learning journey. Okay. So yeah, see you all in another 5 minutes or so. All right. So what is the time there now, Ravi? Where are you based
10.
off?
I'm in Milwaukee near Chicago. It's
Oh,
Central Time.
Milwaukee. Oh, okay, Milwaukee. All right, all right. So I used to drive every week from Chicago to Milwaukee.
Oh, you are working here?
Yeah, I lived in the US for quite some time
Oh,
before I
you are
moved
working
back
in
to India.
Milwaukee? Oh,
No, I was based out of Seattle, but as a consultant, I used to travel a lot to Midwest.
oh, nice.
Yeah, to Chicago, Milwaukee, Northwestern Mutual.
Oh, yeah, it's very near to my home. So I know that's a very big
Yeah,
company. Friends
yeah,
working.
yeah. JCI, Northwestern Mutual. Where do you work currently?
For Harley Davidson.
Oh, Harley Davidson. Oh, okay. Yeah, Harley Davidson, of course, is based out of Milwaukee. Correct. Yeah, I visited Harley Davidson also a few times.
Nice.
Yeah, Milwaukee is a very cold place, no?
Yeah, it's started
During
raining.
winter. It started
Yes.
already?
Yeah, it's too
Yeah,
cold.
it's October, no? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think it crosses sub-zero sometime, correct?
Yeah, it goes negative. So
Negative, yeah, yeah. No, sub-zero Fahrenheit, I mean. Yeah.
yeah.
So whenever I visit Milwaukee, I used to stay in that Fairfield and Courtyard, which is there.
Yeah, yeah, I know that place. So you were supporting working for Amazon when you were here?
No, no, no. No, I was with Infosys that time.
Oh, okay.
So this was probably 2014-15 times that I'm talking about.
Okay.
So I was based out of Seattle, but so I used to lead the US region for our practice. So that's how
Oh,
um, I used to visit customers in Milwaukee, basically the Midwest.
yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, Northwestern Mutual is in. I in fact forgot the places now. East Wisconsin Avenue, right? Yeah.
Yes, correct. That's right. Yeah, good memory.
Hello, Ravi sir. I
Yeah.
have a doubt.
Yes, please tell me.
Sir, yesterday transaction of 54 rupees has happened, sir, from Oracle Cloud.
Okay, so it's
Actually, it was my friend's card, sir. That's why if more transaction will be happen, then it will be like problem, sir.
so did you create it yesterday, the account, or
No, sir. Before only I created when you said on that day only.
okay, I
Yes,
want
sir,
to
it
check
happened
your
to me also.
Oracle account. Maybe I'll create a breakout room. I want to see what features you are using in your Oracle Cloud. Then I can suggest you something. Okay. So maybe I'll create a breakout. What's your ID?
Sir, should I message you, sir?
Yeah, you send me the chat. I'll create a breakout room and I will see what the issue is.
Okay, sir.
Sir, for me also yesterday 54 rupees deducted and again came back.
Okay, so I don't know. Oracle might have incorrectly charged. Most likely they will be refunding you, but you need to
Yeah,
make
they
sure you're
refunded.
using only free tier option that is available. If you are using, if you are upgrading your account and utilizing the higher resources, then they are going to charge you. But if it is an accidental transaction, they will most likely refund your money. And initially, $1 will be deducted and it will be refunded. So don't get panicked. Like you can reach out to the customer care there, the chat option which is there on the Oracle Cloud website. You can always reach out to them or send an email. But yeah, if I think A29 has some issues, so I'll look into account. So what's going on, and gonna talk to her. So one more minute. I think everyone is gonna back. So Prasanna sir, you can. I mean, maybe at 10:10 you can. You're good to start, I guess.
Okay, sure. So otherwise, how are the hands-on exercises going on so far? I'm sure all the students have dirtied their hands with Oracle.
Yeah, exactly. So I've
And yeah.
made most of them have created their cloud account. So they have the web console of the SQL developer on cloud. So they are pretty
Okay.
much doing their all assignments they're
Okay.
creating tables and doing their assignments. And also
Okay.
people who doesn't have the cloud, I have shared them the steps to install the software in their
Okay.
desktops and laptops. And most of them are
Mhm.
have downloaded it and they're working. So everyone is like pretty much hands-on on all the code that are running and they're doing it.
Okay.
I've been giving some assignments, so everyone is pretty good doing those assignments.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, I hope everybody is back in the room. So maybe we can get started. But before I just get started, so we have all the mentors around, correct, Ravi? So we'll be able to kind of um, any challenges or anything that may come our way, we should be able to kind of take their help, correct?
Yes, sir. So how the way we are conducting our sessions are like 1.5 hour. We have the our regular the technical session. Like you will be taking the technical session. After that, we will be having around 1 hour of the lab session where these
Okay.
mentors will be creating breakout rooms and these mentors will be present there for all
Okay.
the respective students and they will be helping them out for any kind of challenges that are facing during the
Mhm.
labs. That's how it's
Okay.
working. And I'm
Okay.
mostly I
Sure.
will be available after my session so that if some
Sure.
student have any doubts, I'll be there. But
Sure.
I'm not asking you to stay back after that, but totally
Okay.
depends on your availability. So, but we have
Sure.
some people who have some knowledge
Cool.
on cloud.
Mm-hmm.
They will be helping you out. They're helping students out.
Okay. Okay. Sure. I think that's good enough. So let's
Yeah,
get started.
yeah. Brothers, Sairam,
Sairam.
did we get any faculty, lab faculty? Did we get any luck?
Um, for the AWS, right?
Right,
For this,
right.
correct? No. So no. Right now we don't have. But you know what we can do is uh, let's kind of for at least for today and tomorrow, let's do something. Have a workaround in place,
Okay,
right? And then
okay,
probably we could because I'm still trying to see if we can get somebody. And in fact, over the weekend, Praveen, Ravi, and myself, we quickly connected to see what strategy we can put in place. Maybe we can connect offline, brother, on that. And
okay, brother. Yeah,
and
yeah.
we have a workaround in place. So we'll see, how best we can implement that workaround and move forward with that.
Sure, brother. Sairam. Yeah. Thank you.
Sairam. Okay. Okay, all right. Sairam all, good morning. So let's get started with the, uh, the foundations of how what is required before you actually get started with learning cloud, learning the AWS cloud. There are a few things which are essential to be learned, as we spoke about during your induction session last Sunday. So in continuation to that, I'm sure all of you would have had a very exciting learning session along with Brother Ravi in terms of Oracle, and in terms of learning SQL Server, learning SQL, and Oracle. How do you basically deal with Oracle? So what we'll do is we'll slightly shift gears, right? And then, as I said, let's get started with uh, basics of operating system, and it's more specifically, what we are going to focus more on is on the Linux operating system. I'm sure a lot of you, who are from computer science background, would have learned about Linux operating system as part of your graduation or as part of your engineering courses. But for those who have not come across Linux, and who are hearing or kind of getting introduced to Linux for the first time, I mean, don't worry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start from ground zero. Okay, and probably for people who have the basic knowledge about Linux, about operating systems, I mean this will be a good refresher for all of you. And I would request your patience to kind of let others who are completely new to this, novice to this, to kind of grasp these concepts. So the way we will do it is, today we will focus more on the basic fundamentals of Linux, and also I'll take you through what are the various different flavors of Linux there, and also we'll show you a small demo of how things work. I mean, how do you uh, interact with a Linux terminal, with a Linux operating system? What are the basic commands that uh, you will be it will be required for you to learn on a day-to-day basis, right? So that you'll be able to interact with the operating system. Okay. So so with that, let me actually jump on to the. I have a few slides to show you. Plus, apart from that, I also have a demo to show you. And in this case, I have a shortcut to uh, give all of you, so that you can actually start practicing uh, Linux commands offline, during the breakout session, or during the rest of the day, or over the next few days, right? And this is free. I mean, you don't need to pay anything for learning some of these commands, and playing around with the operating system. I'm not sure how many of you have Linux instances available with you.